Where do I start? Millions of people infected with coronavirus. Over 100,000 people dead here in the United States. Millions more unemployed. Senseless killing of unarmed black people and folks that we may not even know, of different races, different ethnic situations, people who may even be Caucasian. Injustices after injustices, immigration issues, stay-at-home orders, multiple things, multiple things. The people lost hope. That's what it is. The people lost hope. A lot of people are frustrated, don't know what to do. And they need hope. That's why I think it's important to say this. I'm tired. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning, watching the news and having conversations back and forth, just trying to figure out what's going on. I don't expect a whole bunch of people to be up right now. You know, people watch this in a replay. You hear me or you won't hear me. It's up to you. But there's it's an eerie feeling out there. What's going on, Andrew Nunes? Appreciate you for coming through. It's just a surreal, almost feeling. There are people out there who've seen this before. Definitely people, you know, in the civil rights movement in the 70s. You know, people, Black Panther Party. I heard all kind of stuff going on with that. But what we need is more of the leaders, the people with voices, to have more unity, to be united, to speak up, you know, to unite the people. I mean, I understand all the looting, the protestings, which are basically just devolved down to, you know, looting and rioting. You know, that's basically what it is. It's unfortunate that it's something that was meant to be in honor or in support of the death of George Floyd and many others that have been senselessly killed, you know, due to police brutality or injustices in the system. It's just, basically resorted to looting, destruction of property. One of the ones that stands out to me is the firefighter, the black firefighter in Minnesota who took all his life savings and he put it inside of a business, a sports bar. And with the people saying that they were actually supporting, or in solidarity with the death of George Floyd, they wound up burning down a black-owned business. And you ask yourself, where is this going? What is this about? It's frustration. People want to be free. Folks want to be heard. They want things to change. It's senseless. Like I said, it's definitely senseless. It's definitely a hopeless feeling, especially if you already come from a background where people feel disenfranchised, where people feel hopeless. If you come from a low income, a poor, low income neighborhood, and it's not just a black thing. Let's not put it into that. It's not just a black thing. It's a thing about injustice. It's about inequality. Inequality, injustice, it touches everybody. It just so happens that, it may pop up more with black folks. It may be seen more with us because it's more pronounced, because we went through so much in this country, be it slavery, be it the Civil War, civil rights movement, different, racisms and police killings, and the list goes on and on, with the people, the countless people that we've seen get killed, and the folks that we haven't heard, or folks that we may never know. And what keeps happening is there's a cry for justice. There's a yearning need for people to have some kind of sensibility. Of course, there are sides of that out there that just want to see division. And to those people, I have no time, I have no patience, I have no tolerance for that. If you're trying to divide people, if you're trying to make this a white or black issue, if you're trying to just say that, it's about, black people versus the police, or the police versus this one or that one, then you don't get it. It's a systemic problem within the system. I'm not saying racism is not a big part of it. Yes, it is. Racism is definitely a big part of it. It's something that's entwined in it. But there's something systemically wrong when people feel like they're protected by a particular uniform, or a particular office, or a particular power. You know, it's said that if you want to test a man, give him power. You want to test somebody, give them power. You'll find out exactly who they are. And in this instance with George Floyd and how things transpired, the people have lost hope. It's clear. The people are saying it. They don't know what to do. Like I said, and the crazy thing is we're in the middle of a global pandemic. So I'm trying to figure out how that's going to pan out. In the weeks and months ahead, will the numbers spike? What's going on, Roki? I appreciate you. Didn't expect to see you up, but thank you for being here. However long you stay. Like I said, we need to stick together. We need to understand that it's a human issue. It's a human issue about how you treat other folks. There's not a race of people on the planet that I've ever encountered that haven't had issues with the government, that haven't had issues with law enforcement. I'm talking about white, black, Hispanic, Asian, indigenous people, Middle Eastern. There's not a people out there that haven't had issues with the police. But then sometimes in the media it gets portrayed as it's this person versus that person. Sometimes the unity is not seen. We see images of people looting and destroying things, and fear, and people talking about, race wars and race riots, and division, divided we fall. This is America the last time I checked. This is supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. The last time I checked. I still think it's that country. I still think it's hope. I still think there's prosperity to come. But we have to fight for it. It's a time where you can fall into the divisions. You can go into your corners. You can say we can't trust these folks, or we don't like these folks because of the color of their skin, or because of the country that they come from, or the economic background that they're from. And it's just divisive, because at all times, at any time, we cross paths with each other in places of work, in places of worship, in passing, on transportation, online, as we see each other. It's a situation where it's about the human condition. It's about how we see each other as humanity. Of course, we have our issues, because of cultural clashes and differences. These are things that are going to happen. It's a given, granted. But what do you say to the babies? What do you say to the youth? What do you say to the youngins? Are we going to behave like we behaved in the 20th century, in the 19th century, in the 18th century, in the 16th century, when you go back into, the days of the Civil War and us fighting against, the British, to be free from colonization? There's a history to this. There's a point to this. We've always fought against tyranny, against injustice. We've always fought for all men to be created equal. We've always fought for all people to have the right to pursue life, liberty, happiness, for folks to own property, for people to prosper in this country. We are a capitalist nation. If that makes any sense to people, if they understand capitalism. It's kind of crazy out there. The people need hope, and how we bring hope to the people is just letting folks know that, hey, we are one. We're all in this together. People have been saying, with COVID-19, that we're all in this together and stay home and shelter in place and whatnot. But now we're in a situation with the senseless killings, of different unarmed black people, and I would say immigrants as well. Hispanic immigrants, Asian immigrants, anybody that's coming to the country illegally. We're in a chance where we're in a situation where we actually do have a moment where we can come together. History will look back on us and see, what we did in this moment. Did we step up to the moment? Were we big as the moment? Were we bigger than the moment? Was the moment too big for us? Hopefully this moment is not too big for us as a country, as a society, as a world. There's people that are watching us, with the Great American Experiment to see what we are, how we respond. There are people that are hoping that maybe, just maybe, the Americans can get it together. Just maybe they can, just get themselves together long enough. And then here's the reality. The reality, there are people out there who want to see us divided. There are people out here who want to watch America burn from within and outside. There are people who say, hey, let them kill each other. Let them divide each other. Let them tear each other apart. Let them yet again have issues that they could solve. And the crazy thing about it is these are issues that are solvable. These are things that are not complicated. This is not complicated to bring people hope. It's not complicated to let people know, hey, you know what? You're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. It's about sitting down with each other, talking to each other, hearing each other out, airing grievances, seeing the commonalities. We all breathe the same air. Damn, we probably eat the same foods at certain times. We all know about soul food. We all know about, Asian cuisines. We all know about Irish food, Italian food. We all know about each other's customs. We understand these things. These are not complicated issues. We know each other very well. Like the Hatfields and McCoys, we know each other very well. This is not a complicated issue. But the people need hope. The people need leaders that can step up. And that's what I said before. The peoples need the leaders to step up and ask where the leaders are, because those are the people that can help bring hope. The influential people out there. It's like I was watching an old video with Samuel Jackson. He was saying about how people could do the ice bucket challenge, but, let's try something else, and there's a lot of people out there who have influence when it's safe. There's a lot of people who could speak up when it's safe to speak up, when it's okay, when you don't have to risk any money, or no businesses on the line, or you're not jeopardizing future contracts, or you're not politically incorrect. Sometimes you have to be willing to be politically incorrect. You have to risk that. You have to say, hey, you know what? The hell with it. If I'm not on the side of the populace, if I'm not on the side of the favorable, that's cool. But are you on the right side of history? Are you on the right side of humanity? Are you actually trying to encourage and bring people together? And when I look out there in the world, on the news, in society, online, I don't see enough people bringing folks together. If anything, I see more silence. And people think they're slick. There's a lot of people out there who don't speak up and don't say anything because some people are scared, and I understand that. Some people agree with it. I've heard certain celebrities come out and say, yeah, that's right, they should riot, they should loot, now they're going to hear us. What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean they're going to hear us now? You're destroying people's property. It makes no sense whether it's a black neighborhood, a Korean neighborhood, whether it's a white neighborhood. It makes no sense to destroy property. Especially when we already have issues as enough, just finding land and dealing with real estate and climate change and hurricanes and, all kind of abuses and things that happen with wildfires and earthquakes. So we're going to set fire. That's crazy, man. Like I said, the people need hope, and hope is not hard to bring. It's just sometimes we got to get out of our emotions. We got to get out of our feelings. People don't understand. The people need hope, and it's not hard to bring hope. Sometimes you just got to give a damn about other people more than yourself, and I'm not saying you stop caring about yourself and your family and your community, but sometimes you look across at the other person and you say, you know what, I ain't got to give you my money, I ain't got to give you all my resources, but maybe I should give a damn about your life. That's what it is. Sometimes we don't show that we care enough. And like I said, this may not be the popular message. A lot of people may not want to hear this. Maybe you want to get back to your regularly scheduled programming. Maybe you just want to watch a cooking video. Maybe you want to, get into the next dance craze. I don't know. Maybe you want to go watch a DIY video. Maybe you want to go watch the next murder mystery. I don't know. But there are real things going on out there. There's real people feeling real pain. There's real things happening. People are really going through stuff right now. A lot of people are unemployed. A lot of people are feeling disenfranchised. A lot of people are feeling hopeless, like there's nowhere to go. And I'm here to say that all hope is not lost. If we don't have the leaders to step up, if we don't have the influential people of the world actually come to us and say anything, then I challenge you. I challenge you, the listener, the viewer, the person out there. I challenge you to be that person, that hero for yourself. I challenge you to be that influential voice. I challenge you to find hope within yourself, within the future, within the possibilities, within the things that you could do for your community, whether it is you saying a positive word to a neighbor that's of a different race than you or a different culture, be it donating to different organizations, be it speaking up and speaking out against any hatred or violence that's done towards you and your community and other communities, be it communities of faith, be it communities, that are political, be it the other side. Because I'm somebody who's a registered Democrat, but I don't hate Republicans. I don't hate any Trump supporters out there. I don't want to see any Trump supporters dead. I don't want to see any cops dead. I don't want to see anybody out there hurt for any reason. It's senseless. I don't hate white people. I don't hate Muslims. I don't hate Jewish people. I don't hate people that are different than me. I don't hate people that think differently. That's not what I'm into. That's not what I get down for. Just because I'm a black man and just because black people have been killed, I don't agree with it. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm tired of it myself. But at the same time, I won't use it as a reason to come after people. I won't use it as a reason to hate. I won't use it as a reason to infect hate. That's not what I'm about. That's not who I am. And anybody out there, I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, whatever, Hispanic, whatever. If that's what you're doing, then shame on you. Because all you're doing is adding fuel to the fire. If you're going to do that, then you might as well be out there burning and looting yourself. If you're going to add and stoke fears, if you're going to forget the fact that we're all Americans and you're going to put that out there, a negative vibe and a divisive nature, then you might as well be out there with the looters, destroying the cities, historically black towns, historically affluent neighborhoods. I mean, it was shameful what happened in Atlanta, especially with Martin Luther King, coming from there and somebody who fought for civil rights and, the rights for all men and women and white babies and black babies to be able to march and go to school and be peaceful and to live amongst each other. For that to happen out there, nah, something's wrong. There's a disconnect. We're not teaching our children. We're not letting them know that there's sacrifices that have been made. People have made sacrifices for this moment, for me to be here, for me to even speak to you now. Generations ago, this is not even possible for me as a black man to be able to read a book, for me as a black man to have a job and make decent money. Many years ago, like I said, many generations ago, who I am and what I am is not possible. So for me to disrespect that, for me not to understand that, for me not to fight for the unity, that means sacrifices were made in vain. And I like to believe that sacrifices were made in vain. I like to believe that somebody like Martin Luther King didn't die in vain. He died so we can actually move on and be sensible and be reasonable. People like Barack Obama would have never become president. It hadn't somebody like Martin Luther King made the sacrifice, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, and many others. Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, and many others made sacrifices. Emmett Till. So many others. People both white and black, but we forget that sometimes because these narratives are painted and the division is more popular because it gets more people to watch the media. It gets more people to get more clicks and more views and more likes and more subscribers or whatever else the people that are looking at. And like I said, the people need hope. They need hope, man. People are hurting out there. They're struggling. They need positive voices. And I say this is for everybody. This is for you folks that are watching out there. This is for folks that know people. You don't have to go out there and make big speeches. You don't have to go out there and live stream and do great videos. You don't have to go out there and donate a whole bunch of money. You don't have to go out there and do anything, over the top. But you can do the small things in extraordinary ways. You can do the small things that add up. You could do stuff to say, hey, you know what? I care about my neighbor, regardless of their skin color. I care about people. That's just what it is. What's up, Buck? I appreciate you, bro. Hopefully everything is safe with you out there. I love people of all races. I love my black people. I love my white people. I love my Spanish people. I love Love my Asian folks. I love you all. And I want folks to understand that regardless of what we're going through now, man, we're still Americans. We're still people. Whether you're from this country or not, we're still people. And as long as this earth is spinning, I think things like that still matter. Hopefully it matters to you. Hopefully. I can't speak for you, but for me, I'm not going to stop pushing for it. I'm not going to stop loving and caring about people, just because they're a different race or they're a different culture or a different background. I keep my mind open. I keep my heart open. It's not always easy. It's hard, especially when you see, the results of different things that have happened. When you feel like you're being kicked down, not heard. But like I said, I have hope. I have hope because as long as I get up, as long as there's life and breath in my lungs, as long as there's possibilities to change it, as long as there's a way to go and to work with other people from different races and different cultures and different societies, there's hope. When that goes away, it's another story. But for now, this is where we are. And I think it's up to each and every one of us. Yes, each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. I don't think there's a person on this planet who's not responsible for trying to keep humanity moving forward, to try to keep us united, because we have way bigger issues to face. Even now in this moment, we have coronavirus, we have climate change, we have economic strife. I'm not saying the death of George Floyd is not a big deal. It is a catastrophic thing, but we do have so much more to do. Blessings to you. Blessings to you all as well. And I won't take up any more of your time. But remember, you can always bring hope to other folks out there that seem hopeless. You can always pray for folks. If you don't believe in prayer, you can always well wish folks. You can donate. You can say a kind word. You can just consider the other man or woman or child or elderly person, regardless of their race, their culture, their background, their religious belief, their political beliefs. It's not hopeless. Yeah, it's not hopeless. Take care.